Hey guys, welcome back to Lucid9, Trickster here, and we just got fired! No! For a moment, I stand frozen in the streets. Oh yeah, I've already read that. Didn't I want a quiet senior year? A year of breezing by with my friends, no fuss, no muss? I had always wanted a quiet life, probably something that involved managing the family restaurant, which I had neither passion nor patience for, but it seemed like the least painful option in the lot of life. Really, I can't blame Shiguri, can't I? No, some part of me still feels like I deserve a better explanation, maybe even a reward. After all, didn't I get her something vital from Natsuki Tanaka? Oh no, that's right. I'm withholding information from her, information that I gathered from a confidential informant. Perhaps she doesn't trust me, but neither have I been trusting her. If anything, this encounter only solidified my decision. I don't know what will happen. I can't predict the actions of other people who are close to me. All that's left is to look around and keep digging. Try to pull things together myself, even if I'm just a random student at a random stuck-up school. Which means I need to start with anything weird that has happened over the past few days. Weird? Such as emails from unknown senders sporadically popping up? Pretty convenient timing, when I think about it. Yeah? Maybe I should send something random, see how they respond. Yes, let's do it. Let's play mind games. Ha 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 ha. At first I thought there was nothing stupider than doing something that made no sense, regardless of whether I enjoyed it or not. Today I changed my mind about that. There are things worth doing, even if, at first glance, they make no sense. There are things that can be appreciated, even if they serve no use. There are things that deserve to be given a chance, even at their worst. But I didn't realize this until too late. Now to head home and get some rest. Guess it's been a long day. I dream of pools of sludge and laughing bones and shards of glass splitting across the edge of my skin. I wake in a cold sweat, my heart thumping against my ribs. For a moment, I can only lie there breathless, struggling to recollect my thoughts. It's over. You'll never have to do stupid, dangerous things again. You no longer have anything to do with those crimes. Unless, of course, it's by my own violation. I throw on my uniform and head to the kitchen, selecting some simple fruit for breakfast as I scroll through my phone. Did we get a reply? Looks like I have another email from my mysterious Crimson Crusade. I see. Life as a troll sounds quite difficult. I too wouldn't be upset if I was forbidden from forecasting the weather. How do you feel about this development? The plain honest words are a soothing balm in the midst of the deception I've undergone, and compose a valid response. I don't know. This is the first time it actually felt like I was good at something useful. Now that it's gone, I have nothing. If I had another chance, I'll take it eagerly, but I doubt I'll get one. I send the message as I finish up breakfast, waiting for a response. This time, though, I'm only greeted with silence. Maybe I was too philosophical. Maybe I was too serious. Maybe they won't respond again. Not that it's my problem. When it's clear that the reply won't come anytime soon, I grab my backpack and head to school. Despite the beautiful weather, the atmosphere is stifling. The entrance usually occupied by students before class is desolate. What's going on? Curious, I head to the courtyard. It's almost just as empty, only a handful of students are scattered around the corners, whispering frantically beneath their breaths. I notice a solemn Yahiko on a nearby bench, speaking with an equally solemn boy. It's such an unusual sight that I creep closer, trying to get a hint of their conversation. What take it so hard? How's he been? Hanging in there, I guess. He said that he wasn't coming today. Why not? Didn't say. He's been spending a lot of time in his dorm, though. He won't respond to me. He just talked with Eri. Eri? Why would that matter? Come to think of it, Eri has always been surrounded by rumors. Even before, people accused her of being the source of disappearances. If I remember correctly, it wasn't that she caused the disappearances herself, rather, she supposedly emitted this aura of bad luck that indirectly led to their misfortunes. Pointing fingers is usually unnecessary, but this is getting weird. She talks to Midori, and Midori freaks out, then disappears. Then it's Toma, who freaks out, and also disappears. Even Nakane. And Soji, too? Yesterday she came to him at lunch, and he won't tell me what they talked about. but he's also acting differently. For now, just keep trying to talk with him. Whatever you do, don't leave him alone. Right. See you after class. Yeah, you hang in there okay, too? As always. Boy strides away. Yahiko slumps on the bench, dropping his hands over his eyes. It's so out of character that I have to pinch myself to make sure I'm not dreaming. When I decide that I'm fully awake and that a serious Yahiko is actually a thing, I approach the bench. Hey. Yahiko immediately bolts upright, all signs of tension melting from his face as he dons his characteristic smile. Why, hello, my good minion. What brings you to this place? That's suspicious. Still, I'd prefer that he not know that I was just eavesdropping on him. I play along. Do you know why the school is so quiet? Do I know why the sky is blue? Do you? Do I? He seems back to normal. And this is what his normal state really is. Oh, right, I remember. Apparently the police dug up some body in the woods or something. It caused a big uproar. Why? Well, it was one of the disappearing students. You remember her? Akane Tsukuni? Tsukeno? That name definitely sounds familiar. And it's not from the investigation. Her boyfriend's a wreck, the poor sap. Her boyfriend? Boyfriend? Akane. A disappearance? A boyfriend. Who was worried sick. She must be the girlfriend of the guy who I had fought with the other day. Right, they were blaming Airi for her disappearance, and I stepped in. Right as in her boyfriend's face, I told him he'd get over Akane in a week or two. Her body was found? Well, what was left of it? Well, stupid creepy music! What was left of it? Hold on, something's beginning to make sense. The police officer, Officer Katsura, was it, said that I've been on a crime scene. In that case, when was her body found? Don't tell me. Yesterday, or so the rumors go. Yesterday morning? Yeah, how'd you know? An immense wave of guilt washes over me. Akane Tsukino dead. I vaguely remember the harsh words I spewed at her boyfriend. Soichi, was it? No, Soji. How could he be feeling now? You'll get over in a week or two. I said that. I said that when I thought he was clingy and irrational and blaming Ari. But now she's dead, brutally murdered in the depths of the Isamu forest without a single soul to mourn her passing. On the bright side, if there is one, I now understand far more than I used to. Why Officer Katsu was at the forest, why he claimed it was a crime scene, why Shigure asked me to go look. Because a body had been found. An actual body. Hey, you okay, dude? I look at Yahiko. Looks like Yahiko noted my silence. I'm going to continue my line of inquiry. At the very least, maybe I can somehow help the investigation, even without Shigure. Soji's the name of her boyfriend, right? Yeah. How do you know him? Yeah. How? The most inconvenient moment, the warning bell tolls. Yahiko immediately grins. Whoops. Yes, that's the bell. I wasn't have my perfect reputation tainted with rumors of tardiness. He strides to our classroom, beckoning me for me to follow. Even stranger. I apprehensively walk alongside him, wondering just how much I actually know about Yahiko Ikari. Bright flash. I used to believe that I knew everything about Yahiko. He seemed simple at first glance, as readable as my books from 3rd grade. Yeah, I think he's fronting. What is he? Is he the killer? Is Yahiko the killer? I still remember how he looked, somehow pulling 3 bulky suitcases through the door with his skinny arms. He was smiling then too. In fact, I rarely saw him without his smile. Hello, Remy. I already unpacked and was currently lying in my bed, reading some novel or another on my phone to pass the time. I didn't even look up to issue my greeting. Yo. The name is Yahiko Ikari. From today and onward, I am your new overlord. This caught my attention. I hastily glanced up. The first thing I noticed was his hair. It was bright yellow, for one thing. That made it pretty noticeable. It was also cut around his face in swaying layers, like he was some kind of idol. The next thing I noticed was his shoes. Most of the kids at the academy had nice shoes, of course, but his were a different scale of nice. They were loafers, brown like usual, but they're also edged with unusual designs that glowed with the sheen of some expensive material. Later I found out that they were custom made from Italy. Not that I needed to know that to make my judgment. I returned to my book, bored. Womanizer, rich kid, arrogant, neat freak. At the very least, his type won't be a terrible roommate, as long as I didn't have to talk to him. When I think about it now, it really shouldn't come as a surprise that his parents are higher-ups at Leninscape. His grades are nowhere good enough to get him a scholarship, and yet he waltzes into this expensive, prestigious school wearing Italian loafers and probably scarves from Sweden. Not to mention, as ignorant as he might be in anything of value, he's always up to date on the latest pop culture and technological releases. Hey, pay attention to me! What does that mean? So, you're paying attention? I expect him to explode in a fit of angry entitlement. Do you know who I am? Do you know who my father is? Do you know what I could do to you? But it's something completely unexpected. He dropped his luggage and immediately raced to my side, eyes shining. Are you speaking another language? I've always wanted a multilingual minion. This is perfect! I amended my first impression from arrogant to crazy. Regardless, this is a pretty good opportunity to have some fun. Can you, write that all down? You can't write? Does that mean yes or no? So, wait, what? The bewilderment on his face was so genuine that I couldn't help but laugh. Of all people I've met, this guy had to be the most gullible. My name's Yama. Oh, I understand that. Really? Yes, well, it's only to be expected that someone as amazing as me can pick up a language in a snap. I see, can you understand this? Yeah. What about this? Yeah. And this? I understand it. I understand it all. Wow, that's amazing. You know, all 20 dialects of my language. He beamed with pride. Of course I do. I'm an Ikari. I see. So what planet are you from? Planet? Well, this was a sudden jump. Jupiter. Really? I didn't know anyone lived on Jupiter. Not people. Jarzites. I paused for dramatic effect before reeling off anything that might come to mind for that moment. We are invincible from physical impact. We are humanoid, but our blood is blue. We abhor earthen insects, but have strong affinity towards animals. Wait, let me take note of this. I need to know how to best utilize a Jarzite minion. He eagerly dug through his luggage, tossing clothes, cosmetics, and landscape tech here and there, in the midst of his frantic search. I shook my head in disbelief. Did he actually believe I was from another planet? Okay, I'm ready. Hit me with it. Write down the following phrases. Yeah? This is a joke. This is, funny. In our world, that means you're just messing around. Was he serious? That's what it is. This is a joke. I'm from Earth. No, still, you're a Jarzite. I was joking. I'm not a Jarzite. I'm an actual human. What? Yes, he was serious. He was actually serious. Why did you tell me you were a Jarzite? This guy would pretty much believe anything, wouldn't he? Tired of proving explanations, I simply returned to my book. Yahiko almost hit it out of my hands. What about your name? Was that a lie too? What? Your name, Yama. If you really want to check, our names are on the door. His face immediately turned blank. I sighed. You didn't see it when you came in. There are two nameplates, Yahiko and Yama. Well, my good minion, never fear. I hold nothing against you for concealing such vital information from me. I didn't conceal any. Now, if you may grant me silence, I must unpack. I sighed again, returned to my book, resigning to bear with his obnoxious roommate for the entire year. My opinion of him hasn't changed much since then. He's still egotistical, oblivious, and mildly insane, but he always means well, even in the oddest of ways. Despite my frequent criticism of him, his stupid actions actually cheer me up. Now that he seems to be struggling with something, I want to repay the favor. Let's be a good friend. Strangely enough, Yahiko doesn't give me a single chance all throughout class, and in fact he's completely silent, speaking only when the teacher calls on him, and his answers are correct. It's enough to startle the entire class. On any other day, they'd probably gossip about it. Today, though, there are obviously more important things to discuss. Classes proceed as usual, but no one seems to be paying attention. Even the teachers are out of it. Lectures are barely coherent. When lunch break arrives, I'm ready to speak to Yahiko, but a sudden cold voice interrupts me. Hey, you! I turn apathetically. A stocky boy is standing before me, fists clenched. Oh, wasn't that the guy who was talking with Yahiko this morning? And you are? Haru Bunya. Never heard of you. I try to walk past him, but he refuses to move. My friend of Soji. I stopped cold at that. I was there when you said those words to him. What do you want me to do? Apologize? That'd be a good place to start, yeah? Guilt and anger intertwined in the pit of my stomach. We didn't know she was dead then. You mocked him for worrying while she was being murdered. Have you seen the average high school relay? Have you ever seen them? How can you be their judge without even knowing anything about them? Is that any excuse to pick on Eri? What about spreading fake rumors? Look, you're not the only one at fault. But Would you be saying the same thing if you found out the girl you loved was murdered in cold blood? The words hit harder because, yes, indeed, I've thought of them myself. I'm sorry. Don't say that to me. Without warning, he grabs my school tablet, straight out my hands. I'm too stunned to even stop him. He then taps something on the notes section. 10 digits, bold and clean, cut out on the scene. A phone number. You say it? Say that to him. He hands me back my tablet before striding out of the classroom, leaving me shaken. Yeah, we were kind of a dick. I immediately head to the rooftop to get some fresh air. Haru's words echo and re-echo in my skull with every step. Your fault. She's dead. Too late. I shove them out as I burst through the door. I nearly rush into a face full of plants in my haste. The sunlight angrily cuts into my eyes as I slump on the nearest bench, breathing deeply through my nose. I just need some rest, some silence, some... Eek! Watch out! I jerk where as a giant monster of fluffy fabric plummets through the air, pelting the space where my head was just a moment ago. Suddenly, a very large warm white plops squarely on my lap, and I feel a tickle of velvety hair against my cheek. In the space of 10 seconds, I somehow acquire an Akira Karube sitting on the edge of my knees, hands braced against my shoulders, nose an inch away from mine. Stop it! I don't even have the time to be embarrassed. As quickly as she landed on me, Akira jumps away, flushed a brilliant red. I'm sorry, Yama, I didn't mean... A response tumbles out of my mouth before I had time to speak. What? That's fine. But it's so... It's fine, really. Akira buries her face in her hands, thoroughly mortified. I seize the moment to glance around, trying to figure out what just happened. The fabric beside me seems to be piled of costumes, silks and satins in rich colors, meticulously embroidery, and white lace are just some of the materials that catch my eye. It's an enormous pile. I can't believe that she was trying to carry it by herself. Are these for drama club? Yes, we're having a dress rehearsal for an impromptu show after school. You should come. Come and give your undying support to... Rui. I've never seen her in such a strange mood before. Akira may be Akira, but something seems to be bothering her. Intensely. Maybe I should ask her about it? Ask her. Say, is everything okay? Of course, everything's greater than gravy. Brighter than rain. Peachier than peachiest peach poacher with possibly poached a plethora of peaches. Yeah, something's definitely suspicious. It almost feels like she's trying too hard. You sure? My, you've gotten quite observant, haven't you? She shuffles backwards, clasping her hands together. The truth is... I'm nervous. Why relax? Well, that's anticlimactic. Nervous for? Isamu is about to explode in 30 seconds if I can't disarm the bomb in time. Then why are you wasting time around here? Oh, Admiral, you have no sense of humor. On the contrary, you should have played along. Her shoulders loosen from their prior tension as she releases a tiny giggle. You strike a fair point. Farewell, I'll admit, Akira Karube, veteran of the drama club, am nervous for a little impromptu performance. Oh, the shame, the dishonor, the... Isn't it that you're just a second year in drama club? Huh? Anyone would get stage fright. Even lifelong actors get stage fright. All you could do is practice. Practice? Why, I dare say that's a great idea. Of course it is. So wanna be my partner? Wait, what? This is probably the last thing I'm in the mood for. No. I didn't even tell you what to do. What do I need to do? You just need to stand there like a candle on a stick. No. Admiral Meanie Head? Just ask Rui. I should. That's an unusual response. Why, you don't want to? It's not a question of wanting to. Then what's the question? On the contrary, what is the answer? What? The question doesn't matter as long as you have the answer. You can find the answer if you have the right question. You can also find the answer if you have the right... Find the question if you have the right answer. What? Purple. I just gave you an answer. What's the question? Oh, you're a sneaky one, Admiral Meanie Head. I see, I've underestimated you. I can't help but chuckle at that. So, will you help the comrade in need? I want to say yes, but I decided to play around a little more. Maybe. There's no middle ground. Choose this day which side you take. I recommend you choose wisely. Then no. Please? Fine. Really? Yes. I don't trust you. Why? I said fine. Any man who is so quick to change his mind should not be trusted. I don't blame her. Something about being around Akira makes me whimsical. Maybe she's just rubbing off on me. Regardless, I slap my hand on my chest and salute and bow. I swear I'll be your practice partner for this lunch period. Satisfied? Swear upon the grave of protein shakes and molasses, and we have a deal. Protein shakes and... no, I shouldn't be surprised at this point. I solemnly swear upon the grave of protein and molasses... protein shakes! Protein shakes and molasses that I'll be your practice partner for this lunch period. I accept this oath, both and bind it to... you know, time's running out. If we're gonna practice, we should do it now. Party pooper. Kira clears her throat and steps away, closing her eyes, and despite myself, I feel a rush of excitement. This is just like when Rui and I played make-believe. Kira suddenly whips around, flinging an arm towards me, her entire posture thumping with power. I see you have finally arrived, sacred star flame. Truly, it is perfect timing. You get a front row seat in the massive zombification of your people. Sacred star flame? What kind of character would that be? Not today, Shadow Bell. I shall purify your soul, and then purify the planets. We shall see. First, you must proceed through me. O spirits of the calm must bond with the summons of the abyss, and heed my call. Expatriate this world. Akira lunges the pile of fabrics on the bench and withdraws a long, narrow paintbrush out of nowhere. What kind of practice is this? Activate. Orion Microcell. Abolish Prototype 14. She whirls the paintbrush with expert precision in her hands and jabs it at me. Am I supposed to follow through with this? I glance around for something to match her paintbrush and find nothing other than a hand shovel. I pick it up with 2 hands and making it as if it was held heavy. Angels of light and fires of freedom, bestow upon me your blessing and don me with fitting arms to combat your mortal enemy. Light Spirit Initiative. I swivel the shovel around my head, weighing it like some kind of giant halberd. She seems to understand. You are stronger than I expected. It appears that just one blow from your cursed weapon shall wipe me from existence. Of course, you'll have to hit me first. She dashes in, jabbing the paintbrush at my side. I fling myself away, swinging my shovel towards her, but she nimbly drops to the ground. I take a second to recovery, but she seizes to land a solid poke in my shin. Ow! I'll bite your kneecaps! She pulls away, swinging the halberd straight for her... I swing the sword straight for her skull, but she leaps with cat-like grace, thrusting her repertoire straight into my heart. I immediately parry the tip with my hilt, driving the edge towards her, but she easily disengages. Truly your name, as a being of power, is justified, sacred Starflame, and as is your name of being a corruption, Shadowbell. I'll take that as a compliment. She stabs again. This time I'm ready. I catch the rapier and twist it, sending it spiraling out of her grasp. Ah! Give up, Shadowbell. Justice demands retribution. Well then, unfortunate. That's unfortunate because it sure won't be getting any. She backflips upon the nearest bench. Absently, I'm impressed at her agility, and raises a hand to the sky. Power of the sea and stretch of the sky, intertwined to formless void, and enrich this humble vessel with the glory of your eternal wrath. Could this be a finishing blow? As I sign you unto the crimson death of cavern oaths, relieve you of your ancient constraints. Millennial Acre Crescent Destruction. She flips to the ground and lands in a somersault, crashing her fist to the ground. I fly back, crumbling against the nearest tree. Erg. She comes to rapier and pointed at my throat. Any last words? I tighten my grip on my halberd, willing all strength in my arms. Not yet. I slam my foot against the hilt of her rapier, turning it to sides. I roll away. As she stumbles for balance, I swing my halberd clean at her neck. She barely dodges in time. Clever trick. I'll be sure to relate that to the High Court. Oh, I tire of your paltry existence. You are like an insistent, irritating insect that means nothing to me. You are dirt beneath my shoe, a pebble in my ocean, a speck of dust on... I swing my halberd at her and chop off her head. Admiral Meany Head! Yes? You interrupted me! I was subverting expected dramaticism. We had an audience, it probably would have laughed. But overly long monologues are the best part of being a villain! I break into laughter as I return my shovel to its rightful place. Maybe so, but they're useless. The villain is leaving himself vulnerable for way longer than he should. Erin fixes her eyes on me for a moment, a small, affectionate smile curling at her lips. Yeah, I guess you're right. Her light giggle emphasizes the flush in her cheeks. I realize that the heaviness in my mind has completely dissipated. Hey, Akira, thanks. Huh? What for? The fun. It was crazy, of course, but fun. I'm glad. She She suddenly wraps her arms around her body, looking intensely vulnerable. Oh, no. What? I shouldn't have. Suddenly, she scoops up the pile of fabrics and races to the door. Is that the bell? Why do I declare that that's the bell? Goodbye, Admiral. Without another word, she kicks the door open and races down the stairs. It slams behind her, leaving me alone on the rooftop. Strange girl. Very strange girl. I head back to my classroom in total bewilderment. Why did Akira have to operate without rhyme or reason? She was completely fine up until the very end, then out of the blue she just snapped. Either way, I did have fun. Akira's antics really cleared my mind. I just wonder why she's acting so strangely. Gee, I wonder why. I make it to my seat right as the bell rings, hailing another period of gossip-ridden classes. Surprisingly, the PA clicks on, and a special video announcement by the principal is streamed to our whiteboard. Good afternoon, students. As you are well aware, we have found ourselves in a most tragic and bewildering turn of events. We request that throughout the following circumstances, will you remain calm. Rest assured that above all else, the Academy prioritizes your safety. The first matter, we empathetically request that you refrain from any communications with the media. Our faculty and partners are diligently working to solve the matter at hand and will deal with any questions aimed their way. Secondly, classes will continue as scheduled. Please do not neglect your studies. Special security is employed to keep you safe. Thirdly, in order to best secure your safety, curfew has been moved from 11:30 p.m. to 7. Please consider this timekeeping when you make plans. Try to refrain from being out of the school when alone. I expect groans from student body, but there are none. People must be really scared. What I find interesting is the implementation of a harsher curfew when all the disappearances have been taking place inside the campus after curfew. Maybe they're just trying to hide the truth. Please keep this security measure in mind as you plan your day. In accommodation, the dormitories, recreation rooms, exercise rooms, and practice rooms will be open for 24 hours. Off-campus students are strongly advised to adhere to similar guidelines. Thank you for your patience. The video shuts off, leaving the classroom in silence. Our teacher rises to the front of the room, visibly shaken. Well, that was very informative. Let's continue. I glance over at Yahiko. His face is completely blank, but I can see his knuckles turning white against his desk. Unfortunately, right as I attempt to start a conversation, the teacher calls on me. Damn it, teacher. By the time I remember my original intentions, the school's already ended. Yahiko bolts from his seat immediately after dismissal, barely sparing me a second glance. But even Elizabeth splits from her groupies before I can catch her. I spend a few moments still and silent in my chair. Alone. Completely alone. Have you seen Beth? I jerk upright and come face to face with Natsuki Tanaka. She's smiling, standing upright in pristine, neatly ironed academy uniform. Her eyes bright and clean and nothing like the girl I met the previous night. I feel a curling of disgust in the pit of my stomach. Disgust and, if I'm honest with myself, a tinge of fear. You just missed her. You probably already knew that. And if I did, then I would assume that you wanted to talk to me. Why would I want to do that? You're the one with all the answers. She giggles slightly, behind her hand. I get a sickening feeling that she's enjoying this. If perchance you see Beth, do give her my regards. Why don't you tell her yourself? I wonder. She turns on her heel and drifts away without another word. I clench my hands against the desk, fighting to keep my anger down. She's aggravating, she's insane, she's undefeatable. And I'm going to save it there. Then, she bitch. And I shall see you in the next one. Bye-bye.